What's it been like trying to acclimate Dennis just the past couple practices and then out here tonight?
The vibes are good. I mean, obviously, saying this after that game, you don't want to you don't want to let the results of tonight kind of paint the picture of what Dennis can do for our team. Still excited about implementing him into, our locker room and adjusting to what he does best. Kind of a perfect storm of new starting lineup, Dennis in there, the way Memphis defended us, and the way they played overall. Like we ran into a buzzsaw, but we obviously know we're better than that. I got to be better than that. We got an opportunity to try to turn the page before Saturday, so excited to have him. Like it's gonna be good. We just got to figure it out.
Did you ever think you'd see a game where you and Draymond didn't make a field goal? This is the first time in your careers.
First time for everything, right? I never thought that'd be a situation or result of the game. Just, from the very jump, they just kind of punched us in the mouth. We didn't have an answer. They shot the ball well. We were getting the ball at the basket every possession. They were funneling us to the spots on the court that they wanted us instead of the other way around. But yeah, it was a tough night, obviously, and something you have to accept as if you don't have an answer for how a team's guarding you, you got to figure something out on the fly. And we didn't do it, and didn't think it'd be 50, but thankfully we had guys that kept our energy up in the second half. Second unit that came out and played, but that was kind of embarrassing.
We've seen it a couple times this year, pretty consistently when teams are face guarding you, denying you the ball. What, in your experience in the last 10, 15 years are the best counters to that to free you open?
I think you have to kind of accept that that's what they're going to try to do, knowing I'm not going to get a lot of touches early. Me being a screener is usually great, but they had Zach and Triple J in the paint, and they were taking away good looks from three and taking away the rim. So for us, I think it's accepting that they're going to try to take me out the game early and unlock him. We thought we could unlock Wiggs, which he played well. He shot the ball efficiently. Dennis was a little we talked about it. He's a little uncertain of whether to pick and choose his spots, whether to look for his own shot or try to get the ball moving. And I think Memphis fed off of that the whole game. So with the way our lineup is constructed, if a team wants to do that, then we have to be able to, and I have to be able to say, okay, I might not get a lot of FGAs, but you got to be able to create good looks. But we got to be able to get stops and then make them have to second guess whether that's going to work or not. Tonight, everything worked, so didn't make them adjust at all.
When the team has a rough shooting night like tonight, how do you just kind of flush it out the system and move on and not let a night like tonight linger?
The experience of being in the NBA, we got beat by 50 here in a playoff series, had to turn the page and go home and try to win another one to close out a series, and we were able to do that. It's not a playoff situation, but we got to go to Minnesota and not let bad shooting or the blowout affect your swag and your confidence and your belief that you're a good team. We are what our record says we are right now, in terms of 9 out of the last 11, but we can't let that kind of attack the belief that we can be a good team if we come with our best effort, and that's the challenge for us. Been through it before. I think somebody said we've gotten blown out something like this once a year, and we've responded. We've bounced back before.
You actually had 2 50-point losses in the calendar year because there was that one at Boston.
Yeah, that was a rough one too.
How would you?
I like the vibes better right now than that one, for sure.
Yeah, how would you compare the vibes now to then, this team's ability to bounce back to that one?
we're gonna keep saying it because I genuinely believe it. Like we're better than what we've been playing. We're better than what we showed tonight. Vibes are way better. So it's nice to say it, but you gotta be able to, do something about it. And I feel like we can. So we'll just wait and see.
Still, no, don't panic.
Say what?
Still, don't panic, right? I think you had said that earlier in this slump.
I don't like the panic word. I like, accept where you're at and buck up and try to figure out, how to change the momentum of the season. So panic kind of means you don't have an answer. I think we do have answers. It's just, there's obviously a sense of urgency for sure.
Feels good to know I did my job. Feels good to know I did my job, and I feel like that helps for winning. So it definitely feels good. It's a great team win.
You come into a game like that knowing you got somebody of his caliber as a scorer like that. What kind of goes in your mind as a defender?
Just don't let him touch the ball. He's good at lulling you to sleep and just making you think he's out of the play, and then all of a sudden he's going. So just staying engaged, staying low. I think for me, someone who's so tall and guarding a sort of person, just staying in a low stance the whole time, just because, they're already lower than me. So that's kind of how I look at it.
Is that one you remember? I guess is it extra meaningful in any time?
It feels good. It feels good. My Washington State coaches used to say I can't play defense, so I'm gonna make sure I send a screenshot to the defensive coach.
Where do you feel like that game was lost?
You pick. Yeah, everywhere.
Do you ever think you'd see a game where you and Steph would not make a field goal together?
Damn, that happened?
First time ever.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, it ain't because I didn't make a field goal. No, I'm just playing. No, they did a good job. Give them some credit.
Does this? I know it's 9 of 11 now. Do you feel like it was more you guys are trying to fit in Dennis Schroeder, or is this also cumulative effect?
We just got our ass beat, and we got to be better. But we will.
What needs to change offensively?
You talk about Dennis. We're gonna need Dennis to be very aggressive and not worried that Steph Curry is on the floor, and we'll be fine. It's not Dennis' fault, by the way, but I said in a press conference last week we want him to come here and we'll fit around. Not him worried about trying to figure this system out. We'll figure that out. We'll figure it out around him, and then you'll figure the system out. And so we need that. And game 1, we'll be all right.
Is there a concern that type of change doesn't happen overnight?
It don't happen overnight, but we can still win games without it happening overnight, and we will.
You and Steve keep saying we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. Why do you guys feel that way, and not? Why does this not maybe feel rock bottom? Perhaps?
Because we know the group that we have. We know it's a connected group. We know it's a group that's more than capable. We just got some things that we got to figure out, and we will be all right. Ain't nobody won a championship in December, so we'll be fine.
What do you feel like the most important things are to clean up?
Offense and defense. Yeah.
In terms of the shot making, was this just a night where shots weren't falling, or was Memphis doing something defensively?
They played the same defense they always play against us. But like I said, you have to give them some credit. You can't. It's like, man, we didn't hit shots. No, they imposed they will. So we got to be better.
How frustrating was it for you with the fouls?
Very. You saw them. Crazy. It's all good. During the game, I was going to waste a bunch of money, but I changed my mind. It's all good.
Is that really what you were thinking about there?
1,000%.
At what moment did you come to that?
A couple times, but I changed my mind. Also, when you lose like that, you can't go and cry about officiating. Then you soft. I don't think I'm that. So. We won that game, I probably would have wasted money, but we got our ass kicked, so you can't. It is what it is.
It's not wasting money. The fine money goes to charity.
They say. That is what they say. Not sure. Never seen the charity. But I've given a lot of money, so that's what they say.
Knowing what you know about this team, what do you expect in the next game at Minnesota?
I have no expectations. We're going to come out and try to win the next game like we do every game. But I expect us to respond. But that's an inner expectation, not an outer. I guess I just made it an outer expectation, huh? All right. Well, yeah, I expect us to respond.
Thanks.
Dennis, how you doing? Sam Gordon, San Francisco Chronicle. Nice to meet you. What did you notice about the way they were guarding you guys in that first quarter?
Pretty physical. Pretty physical. Did a great job. Being physical, running in transition, shooting a lot of threes. They stepped on us tonight.
It's just the past couple of days, having a couple practices, just adjusting. I mean, it's going to take some time, right? What do you expect out of this adjustment?
It's challenging, and I love that. Coming to a new organization with great players, I want to, see what they do first. Of course, I got to play my game, but I still like to feel comfortable, and it's going to take a little bit of time, but we're not in a rush. And everybody's staying positive here. Everybody is positive, and you can tell that's a winning organization here. Everybody is, we know we lost, but everybody know, and everybody's on the same page. So, I'm looking forward for the next couple of days.
What was it like in this locker room? I'm sure have you been on a team that's lost by that much before, and what's the difference of maybe a locker room you've been in before compared to what you saw tonight?
Yeah, at the end of the day, if you win by one or lose by one or lose by 50, it don't matter. So at the end of the day, they busted our ass. But I think we got another game here. So we want to get better. It's about us. It's about how we, take the challenge against those teams, especially against great teams like them, Minnesota coming up, and we just got to be better. There's no way that somebody should beat a team by 40, 50, or 60 points.
Draymond said he wanted to make it clear tonight had nothing to do with you. It wasn't your fault, but he did say we need Dennis to be aggressive and not worry about Steph Curry. Were you trying to? Were you worried about fitting in and adapting and adjusting?
For sure, it's going to take some time. He's one of the best players in the world. So at the end of the day, I played with, a couple of Hall of Famers with Braun and them, but I'm coming into his organization. So at the end of the day, I just want to, make sure he feels comfortable playing with us, with me, and but everybody can. There was like, just play your game. He's going to find his way, and I understand that. It still takes some time. I want to feel comfortable, and I'm going to do my thing. And I think that's the reason why I'm looking forward to it, because everybody is pushing that. Everybody's staying positive throughout, these last 11 games, even when I wasn't here. Lost 9 out of the last 11, I think, and everybody is still the same every single practice, laughing, having fun, competing on the highest level. So we're going to turn it around.
This was the second time in like a week that you matched up with Ja. What's it like competing against him?
I like it. Likes to talk trash. His dad on the sideline, Memphis in general. I love it. Hell of a player, hell of a young player who competes. The last 2 games we lost pretty badly. One with Brooklyn, one now with the Warriors. I'm looking forward to every matchup against him.
Is he a good trash talker, or does he just talk trash?
He was talking with Keon. I remember that when I still was with Brooklyn. And I told him that, don't go to the young guys. Come to me if you want to talk some trash. And we battled that out and had a great game. But at the end of the day, it's part of the game. When it's over, everybody's respectful. Everybody, move on. But when it gets between those lines, you want to give everything you have and win a ball game.
Why do you have confidence that you guys will be able to figure this out?
Um, because we got high-level talent, high-level character guys who is willing, to the unselfishness. I mean, like I mentioned, Steph is one of the greats in our game, and he's just, talking to me. Listen, like this, we're gonna figure it out. I want you to be aggressive. Don't think about me. And to hear that from a guy like him means a lot, of course. But then we got Dwayne, we got Buddy, we got Andrew Wiggins, we got so many. Looney, who was a big piece, winning championships here. I mean, it's all about winning games. So at the end of the day, this organization, and it's great to be a part of. I was in Atlanta with winning seasons, and this here is a different environment, and I'm really looking forward to every single challenge. It's not going to be easy every time, and good that we got it out the way early.
What was the most disappointing aspect of tonight's loss?
It was just a humbling night all around. I mean, they took it to us. They were great. We just couldn't get anything going first quarter. They took us out of their stuff. They did a great job defensively, and everything just went south from there. So give them credit, but we got a lot of work to do, clearly.
When you say it's humbling, does that mean you can take things from this experience and move forward from it?
Humbling means what it means, right? You lose by 51. That's humbling. So, what I know about this team, I mean, this is the second time we've been blown out. We got blown out in Cleveland early in the season. So I know who we are. I know what our team is about. I know we've got competitors. I know we're going to bounce back and we're going to regroup. So I'm not concerned about that, but we got a lot of work to do to execute and learn how to execute under pressure and take care of the ball and get good shots. And so we'll, as I said, regroup tomorrow in Minneapolis and have a practice and get ready to go Saturday.
Steve, how much of this was trying to incorporate Dennis, a new player, into the mix, or just the cumulative effect of losing 9 of 11 now?
Yeah, I mean, Dennis looked like a guy on a new team. I mean, it's always very difficult to get traded mid-season and play with a brand new group and have different terminology and all that stuff. But look, they did a great job on Steph, denying him everywhere, making his every catch difficult. And so this was about Memphis. They've been one of the hottest teams in the league, and they played a great game. They made 27 threes, 27 for 48. But it was their defense early on that took us out of what we were trying to do, and I give them credit for it. And yeah, we've lost 9 out of 11. So we're reeling, and we got to get it back clearly.
With J.K. going back to the bench, what did you take from his 6 games in the starting lineup?
Yeah, I mean, J.K. has bounced in and out of the lineup, starting, coming off the bench. I really like his scoring off the bench. Tonight wasn't his night, but it wasn't any of our nights, including mine. So, I don't take anything from anyone's individual performance. It's a collective, team thing. And that's been the challenge here this year is, figuring out the combinations, the best combinations, putting together the puzzle and trying to help each guy be the best version of himself. And so that's the challenge. We got to figure that out, and we'll keep moving forward. Thanks. Before I start, I want to pass along our condolences to the family of Frank Kendrick, who passed away yesterday. Frank was a player on our 75 championship team, legend at Purdue, longtime assistant coach for Gene Cady. But his loss is felt by the entire Warriors organization, and we mourn with his family today. So with that, any questions about tonight's game?
Steve, you guys have wanted to play fast. Brooklyn with Dennis was one of the slowest teams in the league. How do you blend pace with his deliberate approach in pick and rolls?
Well, one thing that I've noticed watching tape of Dennis is that he throws the ball ahead consistently. If he gets the outlet, he looks ahead and he throws it ahead, and that's the first thing you need if you're going to generate pace. So, we're going to have to adjust to him. He's going to have to adjust to us. I've always believed that smart, tough players adapt pretty easily to, what their surroundings are, and that's exactly what Dennis is. So we'll figure that out.
Coach, the first meeting, only 4 made shots by Curry, held to 13 points. You still got the win. Your new point guard is 2-1 against this team. Just how much input and collaboration have you had with Dennis since he came in? What do you think about the dynamic of on and off?
Yeah, we've talked quite a bit and gone through some of our offensive actions. Both days of practice, he's stuck around after practice to go through some of the things to get familiar with. I told him from the beginning that he would start with Steph, which he'll do tonight, and he feels good about it. I mean, who doesn't want to play with Steph Curry? And having coached against Dennis now the last 2 summers in FIBA, 23 playoffs when he was with the Lakers. I know how good he is. I know how smart he is, competitor, and so. We're all in. We believe in Dennis, and he's happy to be here, and we're excited about the partnership. But now it's time to get to work.
Steve, there's a little bit of a history between these two teams. I'm just wondering if you can put your finger maybe on what exactly makes this matchup so spicy or heated or animated, whatever you want to call it, every time.
Yeah, I mean, we've had 2 playoff matchups since I've been here. The first in 15, next one in 22. That always matters. I think anytime you play a team in the playoffs, it tends to kind of up the ante, and they've been a team on the rise now. The team we saw in 15 obviously was a completely different group with Zach and Mike Conley and those guys. I think the last 3 or 4 years they're the team on the rise, and we're the team trying to hang in there and win another title. So it's a good, healthy dynamic. Great respect for each other. I think Taylor does an awesome job. Their front office has been really impressive, just drafting, developing, building an identity. So there's no bad blood. It's just competition at its highest level, and I always look forward to that.
With Schroeder and Steph, what else should we expect the starting lineup to look like?
I think you should expect Wiggs to start, and I think you should expect Draymond to start. Yeah.
So what went into the decision to bring Draymond back into the fold as a starter?
We our identity is we're a defensive team. We've been one of the best defensive teams in the season all year. I wanted to see what it would look like starting JK at the 4. Next to Loon, bringing Draymond off the bench. We've been experimenting, trying to find combinations so that we can play the full 48 with combinations we feel comfortable with. So we've spent a lot of time here early in the season looking at different combinations. Ultimately, if we're going to set a tone defensively, we probably need to have the best defender in the league on the floor right away. So Draymond's back in the starting lineup.
With Kuminga or with another?
I don't know. I haven't made that decision yet. There will be a decision, yes. Actually, I have. I'm just not telling you.
Coach, looking bigger picture with all those decisions, with this new dynamic, no Clay, having to bring in help mid-season like this, what's something you've learned about yourself, learned to appreciate? What are you focusing on now that you're 25 games into this new sort of process?
I've learned over the years that every season is dramatically different. And as a coach, you have to adapt to every team, every set of circumstances, every season. And stuff happens, a lot of stuff happens. Things change in this league quickly. So the ability to adapt and adjust, both organizationally and, game to game, is really important.